Welcome to Off Topic with Tim and Matt, our scrappy little sports podcast with a pregnant pause that always goes off topic. So, last weekend, which was what date? The 17th and the 19th or something?
Yeah, something like that.
We were in Kelowna for the Joe Gluska Invitational Flag Football Tournament, and let me tell you, that is a fantastic weekend. It was great.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and a lot of hats off to yourself,
Thank
to
you.
Joe, to Jay Spencer, and of course they're the three I met that of the zillions of volunteers that get that thing running like a well-oiled machine. It was so well organized. And the kids have a blast, and the weather's always perfect. And hats off to each and every person, the coaches, the parents that get their kids there on time, sign them up. The kids themselves really well behaved. It really is every year. It just gets better and better, and you guys deserve all the credit, all the organizers, because you make it happen.
So you got Jay Spencer, Joe Gluska, Kayla Rothkopf. They're the ones that do the lion's share of the work before the tournament.
Yeah, it starts 6 months.
They're New Year. When the New Year starts, in their meetings, they start discussing it. They're looking for sponsors. They're getting porta potties available, concessions set up, renting fields, getting all the gear together. Like, they do a lot of the work ahead of time.
Yeah.
I get the registrations a week beforehand. We had 90 teams register this year. So then I've got to figure out over the course of 50 fields how I'm going to get 90 teams playing 5 games each.
Amazing.
Or 4 games each on the Saturday, and then do a playoffs on the Sunday. And you're moving
brackets.
around the brackets.
Set up the brackets.
The whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't do a lot until the end. And then once the games are going, my work's really done. I'm there to enjoy it just as much as the next guy.
Drive around on a golf cart.
Help out with problems. Fix problems. Pick up garbage. That sort of thing. It is a phenomenal tournament. I've been going for a lot of years. It's been going on up there in Kelowna for 17 years now. And I've been going for a lot of years. I did the whole running of it for a few years. It's a lot of work.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot of work.
But it's worth it, man.
It is.
It is.
So now what happened after COVID is the BC PFA, the BC CFA, they split. And it used to be 200 and some odd teams. And then the two split, and half are going with one and half are with the other. So we turned this one into the Joe Gluska Invitational.
Okay.
And we started inviting other clubs outside of the BC CFA.
Yeah.
We had Calgary that was there this year,
Great
Prince
team.
George, Kelowna, all the Lower Mainland teams that came up. Air Raid Academy came up. It was a lot of fun.
It was.
Really good.
It was fun. And a lot of the kids there was an Air Raid Academy was White Rock, Langley, Surrey. Yeah. They had a bunch of sort of all-star team taking them there. And I like to see, Vanderhoof, we would have the Border Bowls or whatever, the All-Star games. And, Vanderhoof would come with a team and the 6-man, they would just kill it, right? So it'd be great to see more teams from BC come in, get some teams from Alberta. It'd be fun to get a team from Washington State to come up.
I think all of it. I think what you're going to see here with the growth of flag football
the Olympics
is going to be the Olympics. Yeah. So, and it all depends whether it's going to be 5-man or 7-man, right?
Yeah.
We do 5-man. It's a lot of fun, and it was a beautiful weekend. Really nice. Rained at night to keep the dust down and cool everything off, and it got warm in the afternoons and cool at night, so it was good.
It was very well done, and Joe, of course, is hilarious because he's like, "Oh, it was supposed to be the Joe Gluska Memorial Tournament. I'm always the last one to find out. I didn't know I wasn't alive anymore." He's the nicest man. I just adore. You meet Joe Gluska once.
Yeah.
It's like you've been best friends for 30 years.
He's family.
He's just the nicest man. Oh, God.
And and it's funny because his whole family's there. His son's there helping with the referees. His wife and daughter are there doing the food for the referees and stuff in the concessions. His daughter, Jenny, helps me with all after the scores come in and we got to do the standings and everything.
Okay.
She's my right hand with that. Joe's just hilarious. We and him have a great time every year. I really look forward to going up there and seeing him for that. It's funny because you mentioned that so we were at one of the executive meetings and we were talking about renaming it and after Joe, right?
Right.
And I put forward the motion of the Joe Gluska Memorial. And they're like, Matt, he's not dead. I'm like, oh, right.
Memorial. Oh, yeah, that's what that means. Yeah.
Have you seen the man's diet? It's coming. So, no, he's awesome. And he's out there He's the one doing the garbages.
Yeah.
There's no job too small for him.
No.
Right? It doesn't go to his head at all. So
The funniest story he ever told, his wife, every once in a while, gets a little fed up with the football because he coached for so many years. He was in Poco, wasn't he, for a long time?
yeah.
And then he went to Kelowna. They retired and went to Kelowna.
Centennial, I think.
So he coached, and thousands of kids. And anywhere he would go in Poco, hey, coach, how are you? So his wife wants to get away from it all, and they do a road trip. And they go to Mount Rushmore in North Dakota. She just wants a break from football. They go up, supposed to put a quarter in the machine. They look at the thing, and hey, coach! It turns out there's one of his players. The wife just walked away. She was done. He's telling us that story. He's got that $1 million smile, laughing his head up. She was just done. Oh my
when you
God.
when you do it for as long as people like Joe have, and even myself. I mean, I've been doing it for 15 years, but I'm also on the screens with the broadcast and everything. My voice is out there. We were at one of the tournaments, and I'm talking to my wife in the parking lot, and some lady sitting on the bench goes, I recognize that voice. Right? I'm like, oh, shoot. Right? And she turned around, and I'd called one of the games her kid was in the provincial. So 4 months earlier, right? But we were in Hawaii walking down the street, and I get, hi, coach. And I turn and I look. And there was a rugby team from Langley was over there playing rugby, but a bunch of my football players were on the rugby team. And they're, hey, coach. So, yeah.
There you go. That's cute.
It's fun. You get recognized everywhere you go.
Well, it's just, they don't forget.
No.
Like you coach a lot of kids, you don't think, and then they see you, they're going to run over and shake your hand and bump into some kid at Walmart. Hey, Tim, still doing the voice? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's a kid had selling poppies outside of Tim Hortons. I pull up and I buy a poppy off him, and he goes, you coached me in baseball 8 years earlier, right? And I'm like, oh, really? Nice. Good to see you doing well. He's a cadet, right? And doing good.
What's his name?
No idea. No idea. It was funny. Okay, so we go to Costco one time, and I'm standing there, and this lady, and my wife's kind of behind me looking at something. And this lady's like, oh, hey, how's it going? I haven't seen you forever. I'm like, I have no idea who you are. And my wife's like, oh, hi. I'm like, oh, thank God. Talking
to your wife.
Fast. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so thank you very much for everybody for the Joe Gluska. We're looking forward to next year. And it was a roaring success. And like Jay says, you want to build it by 10% every year.
Yeah.
So we're going to crack 100 teams next year, and it's going to be superb. Turning to professional leagues, CFL. What's going on in the CFL? I have not been following. My daughter graduated on Friday, and then I got busy Saturday, and I did not get to see any games. So
unfortunately, I was keyed up to watch the Lions play the Bombers last night, figuring 7:00 game. It's in Vancouver, right? It's going to be 7:00 game. 7:05, I go to turn it on, and it was over. I'm like, that was a quick game. But I guess they played an afternoon game against the Blue Bombers yesterday.
Okay.
Lost 27-14. The Bombers are one of the better teams right now in the standings, I think.
Show the standings. How are my Alouettes doing?
3-0.
3-0. 3-0, my Alouettes. I'll watch a game, I swear to God, before the playoffs. I promise you.
Winnipeg's 2-0. Saskatchewan's 3-0. Your whole division kind of stinks. You got Montreal's 3-0, 1-2, 0-2, 0-3. So that's not, But
someone still has to win, Matt.
Well, and someone has to lose, I guess, eh?
There you go. Welcome to sports.
So we're looking pretty good. I know when you guys played Edmonton, the Elks on Thursday. Tyson had 96 yards and a touchdown. So
love that kid.
Yeah, had another great game.
Really, really good. And the thing I love about him and his brother, and I can never remember his brother's name.
Tyson
Jalen. I want to say Jamal, but it's Jalen. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I have this. But they played all their football in Canada.
Yeah.
And they're killing it in the CFL. And that's rare. There's a lot of politics, right?
Yeah.
And they could have gone, like we talked about it a few times. There was talk they were going to go to Ole Miss for their last 2 years. And they said, no, we're staying in Calgary. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. We're doing really well here. And it's paid off. They're having great careers.
I saw Corey actually up at the flag tournament. And we had a quick chat and everything. And I told him I'm hoping to, come talk on our show one time. And so I'm going to give him a call and see if we can make that happen.
Oh, that'd be fun.
But the thing that I like about the Jalen and Tyson is the character.
Yes.
They're very committed. There was opportunities for them to jump ship when they played North Delta, and they played North Delta from Adams all the way up to Bantam.
Right.
There was times for them to jump ship when they went to Seaquam.
Yeah.
Because all the other schools would have brought them on, figured out a way to get around the jurisdictions,
Yeah.
the catchment restrictions. They didn't. They signed with Calgary together. They went and played in Calgary together. And you're right. They could have gone to Old Miss. People were talking to them from the States. And they were like, no, we're going to stay here. And we want to, this is our team. These are our people. These are who we're working with. Right. And now that they're in the CFL, even if they were to get offers down to the States to come down there, a lot of the CFL guys that end up down there end up on the practice squad.
Yeah.
Or as like a fourth receiver.
Yeah.
They don't want that. They're
No.
stars. They're going to come out here and shine.
The grass isn't always greener.
And the CFL is a great sport, but they were raised on Canadian football.
Yeah.
So why not stick with it? I would love to talk to one of them. And just hear how they're doing. So I'm going to start, I'm going to reach out. So
Honestly, you're pretty hard pressed to get a better education than what you're going to get at University of Calgary.
yeah.
You can make the Harvard, Michigan, Stanford argument all you want, but University of Calgary offers a really solid education, and that's going to carry them. That's what's really they're going to fall back on when their careers are over.
Right.
Having that solid foundation, that's going to take them forward in life, and they're going to end up in management or whatever they do in life. That 4 years is going to carry.
But when you talk to these young men too, and I haven't seen them in a few years, but every time I ever talk to them, they had manners.
Yeah.
They were polite. They were humble. They great character.
And they could have been cocky,
around.
man. They could have been, my dad played in the CFL. Look at us. Look at me.
Yeah.
No, didn't happen.
They were very polite young men. They were great to coach. They were super kids. I think mom and dad did a really good job with raising them right.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to do great things in the CFL. I bet you they could go off somewhere else. I just want to see them on the Canadian flag football team in the Olympics. I am dying to see that.
Yeah, that'll be exciting. That'd be really exciting.
They were so good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And they're the kind of players where flag is sort of built around.
Oh, huge.
Speedy, vertical, good hands. That'd be really exciting to see.
Yeah, that'd be 100%.
It'd be really fun. NFL news, not much is going on. I watched, I think I sent you the clip. George Kittle was on Rich Ensign.
Yeah.
Talking about a bunch of different things.
Yeah.
And the most notable quote, and I think I'm going to use this every day for the rest of my life. Ensign goes, no one's really talking about San Francisco in the offseason. And how do you react to the fact that people keep saying that your window is closing? And he goes, well, the great thing about when a window closes, you take a chair and you bust it back open again. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, motivational poster 101. That is epic.
I love watching interviews with Kittle. He's hilarious. And he's just so, he's got this zest for life.
Yeah.
That's just infectious.
Right.
He's just, and his laugh cracks me up. When they do the mic'd up moments are my favorite when they got Kittle.
Yeah.
They're like, I got you. Where'd you go? You thought I was going that way. No. And he's just, and the other team's laughing at him. And, he's out there he's a big kid.
Yeah.
Out there having a great time.
Yeah, it's interesting how he fits in with San Francisco.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to seeing the Niners this season. Looking forward to seeing Baltimore this season. I think they have something to really prove. And, of course, there's always Buffalo. What's going to happen with Buffalo?
It's going to be interesting. I'm very excited to watch Buffalo.
Brandon Beane said, we had problems with their secondary, so we went after secondary in the draft.
Yeah.
And if they tighten up that secondary, they just might get past Kansas City in the playoffs. As my cousin says, why not?
Yeah.
It's going to happen. Why not? Philadelphia did it. Why not Buffalo? So we'll have to wait and see. So, yeah. But that's it for NFL. There's really not much going on.
That's what it for football right now, yep. BCFC's getting it going next month. The training camp's coming up here in July, beginning of July, games towards the end of July.
Good old Bob Reist.
Yep, good old Bob Reist. We got to have a conversation with him.
We do.
We talked to Jamie Borum from the Prince George Kodiaks.
Oh,
our show up
that
there.
was funny.
Walking
past, hey, Jamie, come on over. He's like, what? We're recording.
We put him on the spot. And then Tim hits him with the hard. So Kodiaks this season, right? He wasn't ready for that. He was wanting to talk flag.
Yeah.
So
we talked flag.
Yeah.
Go back and watch, like, subscribe, and comment. We talked flag, and then I said, okay, so what about your Kodiaks? How's that season? And I somehow caught him off guard.
Yeah.
But yeah, we completely just, you recognized him, yanked him in.
Yeah.
And he was not ready to talk at all, but he was a really good sport and just good for him.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, it's good. BCFC coming up. Support your local club.
There you go. One of our other segments, we talked about the Abbotsford Canucks and how, it's $20 for a ticket and it's local and it's exciting. Go check it out. Honestly, I love BCFC.
Yeah.
For $10, I can drive for 5 minutes and sit and watch a great game. And Bob Reese, we said this 4,000 times, his legacy, he's got kids from Abbotsford, Chilliwack playing for the Huskers, which never used to happen.
Yeah.
So now we can sit and watch kids who are watched growing up from Spring Flag when they were 9 and 10 years old playing for the Huskers now. And it's really nice to see. So the nice sort of almost familial connection with the game. And, the parents are there from, remember from my Giants days. And it's a really great atmosphere. So, yeah, so support your Abbotsford Canucks and rock and roll. All right.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. Thank you for tuning in for Off Topic with Tim and Matt, where we always go off topic. Like, subscribe, comment.